Ben Whittaker just defeated Benjamin Gavazi via first round knockouts. What was the bloody point in that fight? Why did it happen? Why was Gavazi the man Eddie Hearn pulled out the bag for Ben Whittaker to fight? Yeah, I'm just pretty not ecstatic at all about that fight, you know. As you can tell, I'm really hyped up by what we just saw. Very, but I mean, yeah, I was expecting it. I think everyone was expecting it. Round one or two, knockout for Ben Whittaker. You know, Gavazi, the majority of people he's fought, what's he got, like 19 wins or something? You know, about 16 of them are all journeymen. You know, like, I don't know where they found Gavazi. I don't know where they pulled Gavazi out of the bag for. I don't know what Whittaker's just gained out of winning that fight in the first round. You know, it's meant to be. It wasn't meant to be a homecoming. He had that. I mean, it's like he had that against Cameron. You know, he's coming off a big win against Liam Cameron. You know, it was a massive feud between the two. You stick him in there with Gavazi, where there's a fight with no hype, no good build up to it at all. Wins in the first round, but it's like we don't know anything that we didn't already know about Ben Whittaker. There's no other questions that have been answered about him. Everyone knew that was going to happen, you know. Benjamin Whittaker was always going to be levels above that guy. Always levels above the guy. You just look at the resumes, compare the resumes, and that is that. Look at what Whittaker's done in boxing. Look at what Gavazi's done. Like, who didn't see that coming from about 10 million miles away? You know, it was obviously gonna happen like that. That's how it was always gonna end. Brutal knockout, but it's like, what do we not like? What question has just been answered? Nothing. Like, it's always Eddie Hearn trying to find these big build-up fights, which there's just no need for. Like, why not chuck him in there with an opponent like with a heartbeat? Okay, what's got to happen next for Whittaker? Because I've spoken longer than the fight actually was now. What happened next for Whittaker is I think he's got to fight the winner of Dan Aziz versus Craig Richards. It should be easy to make. Eddie promotes Richards. You know, I reckon Richards beats Aziz, and even still, the Dan Aziz fight will be pretty simple to make. Yeah, there's simple fights to make. Yeah, winner of that can fight Whittaker. It's a good fight. I'd probably say Whittaker beats both, to be honest. So. I don't. I don't know why Whittaker wasn't in a fight like that, like tonight. That's what I didn't understand. I expected him to be in a decent fight. I didn't expect there to be someone like Benjamin Gavazi in there with Whittaker who has no rights to have that opportunity whatsoever. I don't know what was being thought of it. It's absolutely disgraceful matchmaking by Matchroom. Once again, who is surprised at that? Who is surprised by Matchroom boxing? You know, not not good at all. But it's like people were saying, "Oh, he needs to recover with what happened with Ian Cameron." We beat him in the second round in their last bloody fight. Overall, in total, this year he's boxed like 2.5 rounds now. Ben Whittaker, 2.5 rounds he's boxed this year. For someone like that with 11 fights, building his way, 28 years old, you want more than that. You know, who did Eddie Hearn actually think, oh yeah, Gavazi can actually give him some rounds here? Like, whoever thought that? Whoever thought that? Just because he's not been knocked out, look at who he's fought. You know, he hasn't been in there with any hard puncher before Ben Whittaker. Like, what are we doing? How did we even get here? How did we even get this fight? Beyond me. I don't know how it happened, but it's terrible matchmaking. But yeah, Craig Richards, Dan Aziz, something like that's got to happen. Something like that. You know? Troy Jones, a fight like that, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. Though again, it's a test. It's one way to call win. But I mean, no, would I won that next? Probably not. But I mean, that could have been a fight that happened tonight. Um, yeah, Brad Ray for Ben Whittaker. Possibly Willie Hutchinson. Is that a step too far? Again, we don't fully know the guy's level. We don't. That has shown us nothing. That has shown us absolutely nothing. We don't know Whittaker's level right now. You know, we all know what happened in that first fight with Cameron. Okay. Destroys him in the rematch. Okay. Still, like, we weren't fully sure. We are still in the exact same situation as we were with looking at Ben Whittaker. We are in the exact same situation as we were. Nothing has changed. That Leanne knows that. Whittaker knows that. You know, where are we going with this now? He's got to have a very busy 2026. 4 fights. Four's not going to happen. 3 fights, 2026. You want a Craig Richards or Dan Aziz? You even could go Troy Jones, Craig Richards, or Dan Aziz. Then a big fight at the end of the year. A really big fight at the end of the year. That could be where they go. But again, it's just not going to happen. I reckon they give him someone like Gavazi again. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. Someone with a ridiculously padded record. You just look through the, one quick, like, 15-second look at box track. You can say, oh my God, Whittaker's going to destroy this padded record. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, anyway.